We have a couple of notes before we get started. First, please note that there will be some flashing lights and fog effects throughout the show. Second, we also ask that you don't place any bags in the aisles because we will have people moving in and out of the aisles as well. There will also be a 10-minute intermission between Act 1 and Act 2. Finally, we'd also just like to thank the Dean of Students Office and the DuSable Museum for all of their help throughout this process, as well as our generous sponsors, Sibley Austin and Cooley, for all of the generous support they've given us. And without further ado, the Law School Musical is proud to present The Legal Mermaid.
So happy I get to teach computer science PhDs this year. But compared to law students, you're right there. Unlike you, I was never one for excessive legal ethics. Let's just pretend you don't. Hi, Professor Tribulus. Hi. I'd love to chat Lefmore style, but I have an exam to write on a topic I never taught in class.
Yeah, I don't know. I think being a professor like Tribulus seems pretty hard. I heard that he makes this dossier on all of his students just so we can ask the Cali girl if she's ever been to that combo porn shop arcade in LA.
Also, what's with the new Buddha coffee mess? Those fancy containers aren't fooling anyone. I bet they keep the good stuff in the faculty lounge.
Huh. I mean, how does one mess up a bagel? I chipped my tooth on one last week. That's gotta be a tort. You should have food law scholar OBS look into this one.
Being a student is not all bad. Take it from me. I was a student, a bigelow, and now I'm a professor. Professors have to answer emails, annoying hypotheticals, and schedule makeup classes. Poor Vinny B. Bucola has had to schedule a 4-hour makeup class every other week. That's more than Johnny Rapp over here.
And speaking of professorial duties, Davidson, don't we have that faculty meeting?
Okay. Even Dean Miles knows being a professor is great. Stepping down from dean to go back into the classroom. But when he leaves, who'll be dean? Who'll think of the birds?
Smart than us now? I mean, she barely even put on a mask when she get COVID. Next thing we know, she'll be a big bird flu super spreader.
Ginsburg. Hello, but
Nick Adams!
Casey.
Deputy Deans! Friends, I'm saddened to say that this, my time as coming a dean, is coming to an end. This will be one of my last times leading this meeting, so let's make it a good one. Professor Buss,
Yes, your worship?
let's give the Dep Deans the floor.
Taser.
My liege, since you became dean, our journals have grown in prestige. Some credit the 2L Sweat and Tears, but I credit the Law Review articles editors for finally taking a patent essay. Unlike that uncultured swine at Harvard who haven't taken a single patent article in their 138-year history. But who's got it?
Your Dateness. Since you've become dean, we finally broken Harvard's monopolist behavior and become a T3 in the U.S. News and World Rankings. All this does have me thinking that we found live colluding with the U.S. News to take all of the clerkships and summer associate positions.
Ginsburg. Lydia, since you became dean, I have really changed my image. I went to the guy class making six and bake. And now the guy who's more obsessed with free speech than Stoner Lake here.
my dean. Since you became dean, we've had a papa of the Hayashi Redux. I have 2 kids and a cat, but that was the best day of my life.
Your Honorable Fortitude, since you became dean, the 2Ls no longer have to get sloshed on cheap wine in order to enjoy the midway dinner. We dance around in a ring and suppose, but the secret sits in the middle and knows. I almost forgot my PowerPoint presentation. That's tricky.
Casey?
My dean, since you've become dean, we've increased tuition by $21,000. In addition, we've stopped funding the wine at Wine Mess. Now it is just mess. We also got rid of those apple picking trips. Who needs a Granny Smith when you have Adam Smith? And the public interest stuff, that's
Hubbard? I guess he's not here.
Hubbard!
Cherish every moment here, kids. I still have my gadgets and gizmos aplenty from my student days at the law school. Look, here's my Star Wars AT-AT painting. Reminds me of the time when I believed in the struggle between good and evil. We're all just one big happy corporation. I mean, family now.
Professor, my question was actually about the difference between discovery quest and interrogatory.
Well, if you're trying to discover a fun new hobby, check out my Hub's Guide to Card Games. This will make you realize that law is just a game of rules, and Civ Pro provides the rules of the game.
This is such a waste of time. How will I ever get Hubbard to write me a letter of gratitude for Justice Elon Musk? Wow, with my question.
Professor, this is all great, but do you have any actual wisdom to impart on us that relates to civil procedure?
Just always remember, procedure is power. Procedure is power. Say it with me. Procedure is power. Procedure is power. Procedure is power. Hubbard!
What in the compelled speech is going on here?
That doesn't apply to me. I would never work for the government. It's laws where the real moral battles take place.
Where have you been? These wild was taking a faculty meeting. I almost pulled up Brandenburg and shouted fire to distract him from your absence.
I used to have a fire inside me. Remember my article, The Discovery Sombrero and Other Metaphors for Litigation? People were more impressed when I was just a student with big ideas. Lately, I felt so uninspired, I resorted to writing a casebook.
a law student. Dean Miles will love this. His headstrong deputy dean will make an excellent addition to my little garden of professors. And help me regain my rightful role as dean of the University of the Chicago. What a good plan. Barbozo could never.
We have a duty to follow Jeff Stone, and I don't even believe in duty. He's got the wisdom of the crowds, the true cloud man.
I mean, 50 years later, he is still the Wunderkind. Hubbard doesn't stand a chance against Stone, the master dealmaker who succeeded against them all. OBS, Posner, Bird Thistle, Chilton.
The whole, the 6 married market forces of the Cook County Courtroom, and our rendition of the Econ Block Tango.
Lapwall. OBS. Poster.
Bird Thistle. Chilton.
Lapmore. OBS. Poster.
Bird Thistle. Chilton.
Lapmore. OBS. Poster.
Chilton.
Lapmore. OBS. Poster.
Chilton.
We had it coming. We had it coming. We only had ourselves to blame. If you had been on the same. You know how people have these red Vespas that they have in cars? Like all green? Stone, he controls parking. And he loved the bus. So I'm riding to work one day, and I'm really irritated. And I'm looking for a little tiny parking space. And there's Stone, lying on the sidewalk, drinking iced tea and watching, no, not drinking, chugging. So I said to him, I said, can you give me that parking space just this once? And he did. But he forced me to become his personal chef and make lunch every single day. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you had dinner.
I met then Dean Joffrey Stone through my daddy at a fancy dinner party. And he told me he was hiring, and we hit it off. So I started schmoozing him. I go to his work, I go to his home. I'd fix him a drink, we'd have some dinner. But then he told me, hiring my ass. Not only was he not hiring, oh no, he was leading on 6 other people. One of those SCOTUS clerks, you know? So that night when he got in from work, I got down on my knees and I begged for a job, as usual. But he made me promise that my firstborn son would be a prophet in Chicago to continue the Posner legacy.
He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you had been there, if you had seen it, I bet you would have done the same.
So I was sitting in the faculty lounge, minding my own business. In walks Jeffrey Stone in a jealous rage. You've been talking along with Allison? He said. You are crazy and yelling and screaming. You've been talking polo with Allison? So I promised to advise him in stocks. I promised to grow his portfolio by 10 times.
If you had seen it, I bet you would have done the same.
I love Jeff Stone. I was a young JPhD who seemed to act like a reasonable guy, sensitive, a real thinker. He had a real sense of duty for the faculty. But the incentives were skewed. And when his time came, he couldn't take it. He needed to become dean again, no matter the VP nominee. And on the way, he met Aubrey, William, and Eric. I guess you could say he's real convincing because of his dashing charisma. He made me a Bigelow, and I didn't realize it was a real sticky default. And now I'm stuck teaching 1Ls.
So,
must eat previously frozen, untoasted strawberry cream cheese pickle. That's a student's favorite snack.
Oh, and what about that swim feed? I always see it open on the students' laptops in class.
Yeah. Swim easy, that's easy. Swim is actually like my swim. Except for students use it to learn about how cool and funny their professors are.
Interesting. I've also heard of this thing called bar review. Do you know what that is? What do they do there? The 1Ls are always so tired for Friday morning Civ Pro.
Yeah, that's easy too. Actually, that's where all the students get together to study in advance of the bonfire. You know, 1Ls and 2Ls hook up with 3Ls and LLMs. Who mentor them by sharing their outlines and experience.
I'm studying obscenity law and I do not think that's what hooking up means these days.
Anyways, I am cooked. And I have to go. I am going to actually go dab up some students. And also, I'm going to raise.
William H. J. Hubbard, I do not want nor need my professors interested in student matters. Now, you give them a few free speech rights and they think they can run the school, or, God forbid, spend the night. You must cease this at once.
But why? They're the future of the legal world. You know, one of them could be dean someday.
This is the University of Chicago. They're all going into Big Lie anyway. Our only hope now is to match professor salaries to the Milbank scale.
Maybe if they hadn't bought out Susan Curry's contract to get her to retire early, we'd have more public interest students. My new CI numbers are abysmal and dwindling every year.
This is your final warning, Will. No more fantasizing about the student world. Let's go.
Maybe he's right. Maybe there is something the matter with me.
I just don't see how students who do wonderful things could be bad. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think with our clout, professors have everything? Look at this school. Theorems untold. How many doctrines can one old man hold? Looking around here, you think, yeah, that prof's publishing. I've got essays and honors aplenty. I've sold textbooks, mine ain't galore. You want supplements? I've got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I wanna be where the students are. I wanna see, I'm thinking. Walking around with those, what do you call them? Oh, unread textbooks. Reading alone, you don't get too far. Friends are required for learning outline and strolling along down the, what's that place again? The Hall of Old White Men.
This one, POC!
Down where they sit, down where they gun, down where they take lunch, dog food and run. Minds roaming free, the word stop. When's it my turn? When will I know how I can run an LSSO? No more deputy. Wish I could be.
Maybe he's trying to leave law school. They are brown.
Daddy, 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 we're begging of you, please don't change your brand. Daddy, 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 please don't treat us just because you can. Your style was beyond compare, even though you had no hair. Your costumes were a breath strange, swift at night of equity, but please leave them for Halloween, Daddy. About as 3 years, there's nothing I can do. Our theory's got into ChatGPT, Daddy.
And I can easily understand. Tip right, get blend, don't switch up.
Remember at staff meetings now and I've heard that he's singing out, but he wants to do the DJ.
It makes lots of sense to me why you would travel overseas, but in the end, this prostate Daddy, 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 we're begging of you, please don't change your brand. Daddy, 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 please don't ditch us just because you can. Daddy, Daddy.
And that already is why you should work for a nonprofit. Sure, you might be in debt the rest of your life, but you do get to brag about your moral superiority. Poppy! Here's my little claim of how much relief can be granted.
Being an RA is so tough. Unclear research tasks, an awful system for logging hours. Better be snapped, Moby.
Yeah, none of the law students are suing our union, but at least with Moby, the problems go away.
And walking Moby's such a great stress relief. He gives the best advice. The other day, he said I should ignore Professor Buss's advice about applying to public interest jobs, and instead, I should be applying to sit.
Moby said, what? Listen, all I said is that he's a Midwestern megastar. By master in his associate. Mix of litigation and transaction. I would Frank Sinatra or Michael Jackson's eponymous songs about the city, Sid and Carmen from the Bear or Deep Dish Pizza. The Windy City's got a little something for everyone. So it should come as no surprise that Sidley Austin is no different. All I'm saying is that if I were a dog, it would be my dream to become a Sidley associate.
If I were a student, I would just love to walk with Moby and hear his sage advice.
I can't deal with both of these things at the same time. Chloe, go back to your home venue. We will deal with this when I get back. Go, fetch! What in the Cipro are you thinking? I heard you're reminiscing about being a student again. Do what I do. Research and write about children. Don't be one. Chloe, quiet please.
course I've seen the above the law article. But don't worry, Hubbard's gonna take care of it.
Actually, we should talk about that. I was sitting on a bullet train in Japan, or Shinkansen, if you will, when I confirming the yours of my fear. Hubbard is planning to step down as deputy dean. I almost spit out my sake.
Little Tom, well, that's big news. Why didn't Lakeyear come to me immediately?
I tried to. You were on the trail looking for the elusive maroon feathered fighter bird. I have been following your tracks for days. Do you even eat or sleep out here?
The only thing I need for subsistence is bird seed and the thrill of the chase. But enough about it. Let's get back to this Hubbard stepping down thing.
He's been going around saying he wants to be a student again. He's even been saying crazy things like, economics isn't a real science. I believe in everyone's right to freedom of speech, but he shouldn't be allowed to say that.
This is the last straw. Now I'll confront him myself.
Oh my daddy! I mean, D-Miles!
I consider myself a reasonable dean. You know, I make certain rules, and I expect those rules to be followed. Is it true that you want to become students again? Intermingling between the professor world and the student world is strictly forbidden.
D-Miles!
Hubbard, you know that that's why we don't go to wine mess. Law students are a bunch of grade grubbing gunners who need help from OCS to figure out how to act normal in social Have you lost your mind? You're a professor? They're students. You have tenure.
I don't care. I would give anything to go back.
Oh, God. Hubbard, I am going to get through to you. And if this is the only way to do it, then so be it. Give me the book.
You'll have to kill me.
Poor Hubbard. Poor sweet Deputy Dean.
He has a very serious problem.
If only there was something we could do.
But there is something.
Leavenworth? Baird? What are you talking about?
Don't be scared.
We represent someone who can make all your dreams come true.
Just imagine.
You, as a student,
Forever.
I don't understand.
Stone has great powers.
A scholar of uncomfortable cold calls? What does he know about students?
Legend has it, he was the greatest student. I mean, the only student to finish with a higher GPA went on to become the Chief Justice of the Hopi Appellate Court.
His knowledge of the law is surpassed only by his ability to pull off a black turtleneck.
He's so important that when he pissed off Justice Scalia, the law school chose the great liberal Jeff Stone. Forever having that old Italian appear at the law school.
Well, I guess a little speech never hurt anyone. Take me to her. We better follow them. This is not a limited forum I want to be speaking in.
Oh, so just because I specialize in children's rights, I have to be the babysitter? Some of us have restatements to write.
question is obscene. You are the 12 jurors. I have selected a photograph. I have selected a video. Let's watch.
Oh, Jeffrey! No need to show that pornography anymore. We have a visitor.
I swear to God, if he makes me watch the XXXX rated version of 12 Angry Men, it's obscene one more time. Don't be scared. I'm just an old, tenured hippie. I know what you want. You miss being a student again.
Yes. Also, why are you dressed in drag?
Just doing method research for my new book on transgender rights. Who knows what the court will do in Scrimeti? Stay woke.
People in drag don't necessarily identify as trans. There's a long history.
I'm not just a straight white man! I'm a straight white man who who clerked on the court when Roe was decided. How do you take a strut into other people's shoes? Hubbard, I know just what you need. You need to become a student again.
You can get a PhD at U Chicago? Well, I heard it did that.
No! Become a law student again. My dear sweet child, it's what I do. How born professorial souls need a direction and inspiration to accept. I admit that in the past I've been unfiltered. They weren't kidding when they canceled before. I vented all my grievances and say the court was wrong and you'll concur. Yes, but I fortunately know a little magic. Giving sex titles, you know that I'm obsessed. And you're lately, please don't laugh. I use it on my class for free speech, free assembly, and the press.
Boring. Professorial role. So trash. Indeed. This one wanting to get tenure.
That one wants to go so
And does he help them? Yes, indeed. Professorial roles.
So sad.
But true.
They come flocking to my office, crying, "Lessons, Jeffrey, please! Can I teach them?" Yes, I do. Now it's happened once or twice. Silly prof forgot to cite one of my many, many, many articles. Now I've had the odd review, but on the whole, I helped all of you in your professorial role. So here's the deal. I'll whip up a little potion to make you a student for 2 quarters. Got that? 2 quarters.
Well, I know I have a PhD in econ, but does that include the summer? I'm not really getting how the fractions work. There should be we're like 2/3.
Before the sun starts to set, I want a reasonable person would consider the end of the quarter.
What's a reasonable person?
By spring break, you must have received a publication offer on your comment without your civil procedure knowledge. If you do, you will get to stay a student for as long as you like. But if you don't, you'll belong to me, an unpaid, ununionized research assistant till the end of time. Do we have a deal?
I'm not so sure.
Life is full of hard choices.
Don't do it, Hubbard! Oh, you're right, I can't do this. I have responsibilities.
Fine then! Forget about the green love! The chocolate! Bar review! The law school musical! Go back to being Miles' pet! It's not like you're hitting a big life crisis or anything.
Come on, you professorial roles. Go ahead.
Take a seat. I'm a very busy scholar and I haven't got all day. It won't cost much, just expertise.
You professorial roles. So sad. So true.
If you want to register with me, you just got to enroll. PGD on your CV, the 24 inside the poll. So until you now, I've got a boys of bosses on a roll. In your professorial role.
pretending to roll with you to your Uncle Jeffrey. He's prolific, not his soul. Jeffrey's the Adam, you got the teaching in his soul.
In the end, of course, it didn't matter. Remember, the 4th and 5th Amendments exist, but they don't really protect you. And with that, it's 12:05. I'll see everyone tomorrow.
Professor Dickinson, wait.
Yes, nice answer back there. Still not sure about this strawberry cream cheese stuff, though.
Well, like all law students, I love strawberry cream cheese. You went to school here, right? So I'm a 2L staffer for the Chicago Law Forum International Business Review Journal. And I have to write a comment, but I have no idea what to write about. Would you be able to advise me?
That sounds fascinating. Truly. But I'm too busy with my work. I'm working on this paper about how theater majors make the best Supreme Court justices. Why don't you go to the room talk in room 5 for inspiration?
Welcome to the annual If, When, How and Christian Legal Society Joint. This year, instead of another
ridiculous. This principle, they call balls and strikes.
Come on! The court is corrupt! Have you heard of my hero, the great Stephen Blank? He makes some excellent points about the shadow. Gone. Just like my reproductive rights.
Now we can go back to organize lunch talks that are advertised as debates. There are just one liberal and one conservative professor that mostly agree with each other.
If there's one thing you Chicago's known for, it's liberals and conservatives uniting for their love of a real vote. The way that he wrote about Trump inciting an insurrection was so dreamy.
Well, thank God for the Second Amendment. Because that weapon of a body ruined society.
My heart flutter, and I can't afford that because of our lack of universal health
have our own financial issues to worry about. Just don't ask me how we can afford all those extra coffee messes.
A moral issue? An ethical one? I just don't know anymore.
At this law school, it's neither. Besides, why are you talking to me? Hubbard is the person to go to about this.
Well, I would, but I can't find comfort anywhere.
Hey, Tom, listen. Have you heard that the law school's like kind of poor right now? Yeah, about that. So, look, I know what the problem is. It's a tax problem. But don't worry, I have a plan. Step 1, you marry Bo. Step 2, put the law school's entire endowment into your joint 401k, and we'd really be able
What does this have to do with me? That's the deputy dean's job. Go make the Williams marry each other.
Thankfully, I've been out of my canceled era since I wrote that one article about how we should sell water to Texas. But I still don't think my students like me enough. Oh, do you think they missed my 100-page readings over Thanksgiving break?
They probably don't.
Who am I kidding? All they need from me are those email blasts where I tell them how much I love them. I just wish they would respond. I do love a good back and forth, but they get Outlook for iOS sign-off.
Still read your emails, I'm taught. There are bigger things in life to think about, like art, poetry, how the violent and historical tradition upon which our country was founded will once again rear its ugly head to demolish the very thing it once built. A deeply flawed but nevertheless important democracy.
I think you're making a big deal out of nothing but talking about big things. Relax. As I was saying, do you know that alone should get me out of jury duty and taxes? As I always say, taxation is theft.
I can't take this anymore. I am not the admin's therapist. That is Hubbard's job. Where is he?
Who knows? Things have been horrible without him here. The other day, I needed someone to help me draw a map of the United States. Hubbard gone, I had to resort to asking Kicker.
Wait! Copyright this phone lines up in a derivative work without my consent. Now the software is handling an expression. What happens to my right to the picture once it ends up there? Well, under price only added material can be an original work. So. This is a great time to turn to your neighbor.
That's enough! Dean Welch! Thank God I found you! Where is Hubbard? I am so not going to do his job for him.
Why do you need Hubbard when you have me? I can tear up all the posters and more. But I have no idea where Hubbard is.
I must find him. But who can know where he is? I know. Oh, little birdie. It's just you and me now. Go to Professor Buss. She's the only one who knows where Hubbard is. Now fly, birdie! Fly! What the duck? I cannot spend the last few months of my deanship looking for Hubbard. This makes me gladder than a wet head. I've done good things, right? If only there was someone here who could help me.
Dean Miles, your suffering is not in vain.
Bigelow. One of the first professors at the law school and later a dean. Like moi. What are you doing here?
Not just him, my dear. We are all here to remind you of all the good things that you have done as a dean.
Edward M. Levi, the light of the mind. Oh, my heart and mind are uplifted knowing that you were here.
Tom, you did so much good as dean. Just think about it. You were the one who broke the glass ceiling between U Chicago and the T3.
That's true. Thank you for reminding me so Denise Madden Breckenridge, the first woman to graduate from the law school. We are truly the same kind of trailblazer. William Rainey Harper? Oh, wow!
Just as how you've honored the migrating birds of Chicago, it's high time someone honored you in the most U Chicago law way of all, in song. I heard that you're stepping down and you found a bird watching now. I heard that your dreams came true. Yes, you gave things. Now we're losing clue.
Oh, dear, why you're so tired? The life of mine. We hit the trail from inside and fight. We couldn't stay away. We couldn't fight it. We had hoped to see your face and that you'd be reminded that perhaps you were the best deal.
We got nothing but the best from you. We beg, but remember we said, even when you move on, stay with me till the end. Stay T3 till the end. You know how butterflies yesterday it was strange that we her face lights up now. Pleasure praise or hate. These surprises are COVID days. They speak on critics, bring around the bastards. Couldn't stay away, they had to have it. They had hated Monica, but now they want to do you instead of Harvard. Even when you move on, we'll stay deep.
class evaluations and keep students engaged with clips from Star Trek. I personally think I keep my class very interesting with my McGruff the Crime Dog history lessons. Well, that may be the case, but if you want students to go out of their way to write helpful course evaluations and advocate for you as a professor, you have to go out of your way to cater to their TikTok short attention spans.
Perfect! Davidson looks so stressed. This is the time to convince him to advise Hogan's comment. But how best to do this? I need him to think it was his idea. I know. I'll use the power of speech. Speech of the subconscious. Because as we all know, speech is special. Percussions.
They're seated, sitting across the way. Your friends have a lot to say, but there's something about it. And you close your eyes every time until it lies about its coming down. Yes, easy girl, got her saddest through and through. Possible to publish you, he just needs someone wiser. And you know he's broken as it is, but no advice common track. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, you'll find the one who is so kind, advice is common track. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, why not go help him with his stiff road to write his common draft? Now's your moment. He's looking for a peach's writing his prospectus in no time will be better. He won't write a word unless your voice is heard. Advise his common draft. Don't be scared, just get the sources shared to write his common draft. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, you must bring a little everything to write his common draft. Sha-la-la-la-la, the student writes nothing for you at a time to write his common draft. Sha-la-la-la-la, your research site, don't say I write his common draft.
All right, you convinced me. What's your comment time?
Well, after that thrilling lunch talk, I finally thought of the perfect title, Vladimir. Can Vladimir Putin serve on a jury and other questions under Federal Rule 44.1?
Russians. I love those little guys. I know you'll do a great job. Levmore, Bear, thank you for coming. I trust that the trek from the faculty lounge wasn't too taxing.
Stone, you've been cloistered here all day. Is that really the best public choice?
It's Hubbard, isn't it? You're still salty he left the faculty to rediscover the joys of student life. One might say he's morally bankrupt. It's really funny. My poor, naive, tragic Hubbard. Trading away years of civil procedure knowledge. And for what? Bar review? Study groups? He has no idea just how fleeting the stream of this is. What? He's close, isn't he, to publishing his comments? Yes! That smug fool is closer than I could have anticipated. And if he publishes, he'll regain everything. His tenure, his expertise, his legendary standing room only civil procedure lectures dressed as Taylor Swift.
What? You should make him fight a bear. He's no Saul Lovemore. He wouldn't stand a chance.
Silence! No. My plan is a little more elegant than that. You see, I have a knack for preemption. Why wait for Hubbard to reclaim his glory? I'll write the piece myself. A dazzling piece of civil procedure scholarship that not even the most brilliant minds aside from myself could concoct. What?
But so, just like his Cogwalk, it would take a bald genius to be able to learn another professor's subject matter.
You fool! I learned all of civil procedure last night. Read the federal rules of civil procedure, cover to cover. Rule 44.1, child's play. Aries doctrine, adopt. Form non-convenient. Oh, darling, watch me convene. Hello? I asked, is this the University of Chicago, the Law Review? Yes, it is I, Jeffrey R. Stone. And I have a surprise article for you. No, it's not about the free speech implications of gay sex. I've already been free at home. I've decided to dive into the fringe field of study. And I think you will all love it.
Oh, Professor Davidson! Did you like my brow?
I would. It wasn't about to be preempted. You should have known this would happen when you wrote about something that someone as prolific as the Jeffrey R. Stone is interested in.
Preempted? Why would he do that? He can find a way to distinguish them.
Nobody wants to split hairs on civil procedure. That stuff is so monotonous. I can't advise your comment in good conscience any longer. I have more important things to do, like finish my history of the Fourth Amendment through the eyes of dogs on Euclid Ave.
No, Professor Davidson, wait! Oh, what do I do? I have to go back to being a professor and teach on a topic people think is boring. I know they're wrong, but I can't remember why.
Well, don't compare yourself to Jeffrey Stone. The OG Sigma. He always finds a way to stay relevant. At the end of the day, you still have your voice. And remember, speech is special.
I think we have to call the big bird for this. Dean Miles, hubbies and Trubby.
We win, you lose, boo-hoo-hoo. Let him go! No can DuSable, baby doll. We have a deal. Hey. You see, that contract is binding, legal, and completely unbreakable. And don't even try taking me to court because there's an arbitration clause. But you see, Dean Miles, I've always been a boy with an eye for a deal. So if you want to talk settlement, a deputy dean is quite valuable. But I may be willing to trade for someone even more valuable.
Fine.
your paper wasn't that bad. And while I'm here, I might as well answer this. I did get a 186 in Stone's class not too long ago, because I'm young and hip. Jurisprudence consistently reflects the notion that we cannot restrict adult access to speech or only speech suitable for kids. See Rosniak and Butler. To ban sexos ad would contravene this rule. Overall, I think the risk this could constitute viewpoint discrimination is too great to permit it. Similar but less profane messages like procreate like a rabbit.
All right, lucky guess. But what will you do without your ringer? Minions! All right, Hubbard. This time for all the marbles.
What is specific jurisdiction?
I don't know. You may have written the book, but you don't even know what's in it.
Ever heard of Benoyer?
What about Neff?
Ever worn an international shoe?
Enough! What is the answer?
I need more time.
Porn!
Hobby, remember what his weakness is.
Of course! Stone's vintage board collection! I know how to break the spell! Delete! Specific jurisdiction is a kind of personal jurisdiction that depends on whether the defendant's minimum contacts with the foreign state are such that the exercise of PJ does not offend traditional notions of fair play and substantial justice. International shoe.
I take the one else to Woodlawn dining comments for 2 seconds and the whole law school falls apart. I knew I should have listened to Bo's yelp of you.
Miles, Hubbard, you two are like two peas in two very different but nevertheless conservative pods with similar constitutional structures but different social democratic origins, but both are going democratic backsliding. That made less sense than my elements class.
Colleagues, the dean has something to say.
Friend,
but that